Hello everybody, welcome to the German Grand Prix. Here we have jacquesswaters starting on pole, following his win in Silverstone. We have Hawthorn and Farina, so a trio of Ferraris at the front, followed by harryschell and then Louis Rosier, who will be looking to catch up to Luigi Villoresi in the championship. Villoresi starts 8th, but Hawthorn could be trying to make a pain of himself in the championship again, but he needs a little bit more as yet, with Villoresi not being able to strike back. We'll see what happens. So Swatter starting at the front. He's got Hawthorn, Farina and harryschell there, all lining up to try to take a position. Let's see what happens, and away they go. And it's going to be very tight down into turn 1. The Ferraris have got the edge over Schell's Gordini, and now it's a two-way fight into turn 1. And who is going to take the lead here? It is Farina. Farina into the lead. And who is in second is Swatter. Holds on to second place. Hawthorn trying to have a look at him. And Farina, well, he's got a chance to win this Grand Prix. He'll be hoping that he doesn't have his usual traditional spin. Can he hold it together? Ascari already up to 8th from 14th from the grid. Villoresi up in the 7th place. So things are happening. Those Ferraris are moving forward, and even the ones that weren't in good positions are getting themselves into them. Hawthorn, as they all emerge from the track. We know this is a regular glitch on the Nürburgring here. Farina continues to lead Hawthorn, and then we have Swatter. Hawthorn has got past Swatter then on the run out of turn 1, I believe, and Mike Hawthorn now up into second position, and this is going to give Luigi Villoresi a headache. Villoresi is, I think he's in 7th place at the moment, so yeah, he's going to have to try to get back into the points if Hawthorn's going to start scoring big points again. He got a second place at Silverstone. Another second place here would really start to close out the gap that Luigi Villoresi has in the World Championship. But, oh, and look at that, Rosier is trying to make a move for it. He wants to improve his standing. Remember, he should have finished up much better in Silverstone, but he threw it off the road, had a little mistake, and then compounded it with a big one. And here he is trying to not compound his mistakes. He has got himself back in the 5th, which is where he started the race. Got back inside mauricetrintignant. Farina continues to lead. There is Hawthorn, and Hawthorn is close behind. It's not just a two-way fight, though. There's much more to it than this. At the moment, we've got any one of 7 cars that can win the race, potentially 8, because I think Ascari has got up to 8th, and now he has dealt with the guys behind him, and now he is into that pack, that leading pack in this Grand Prix. So a very, very good battle we are seeing already developing here at the Nürburgring, an 8-way fight for the victory. But being in the battle is one thing, but if you're at the back of it, making up all those positions will be quite another thing. Hawthorn he's going to be actually keen to try to win this race, because that would really catch Villoresi up, and Hawthorn is going to have a look now. Is he going to get inside? Is he going to hold the position? Farina trying to hold the ground. Farina hasn't won a race for 3 years. He wants to deliver a victory here today, so he's got his own reasons. They're not championship reasons, but you know, Hawthorn is fighting against his own teammate in the championship, so they're not going to, Farina isn't going to move over to let Hawthorn through, because there is absolutely no demand on him to do that, because they're not fighting. Oh, Rosier is off, and Louis Rosier, well, that might have just killed any remaining ambition he had of the World Championship, because now he's going to drop back on the grid with 2 races to go, and he's going to struggle to get through to get anything like the points he needs to catch up to Luigi Villoresi now. Luigi Villoresi's main concern now will be Mike Hawthorn, who is hunting down Giuseppe Farina at the front of this race, and Villoresi's still not in the points yet, but Rosier's retirement does make it slightly easier for Villoresi. He's only got to pass 1 Gordini to get into the points now. And here comes Hawthorn, and Hawthorn is going to have a look down the inside of Farina, and through goes Mike Hawthorn into the lead of the German Grand Prix. Fantastic move. Mike Hawthorn into the lead. This changes things, because this now puts pressure on Luigi Villoresi. The extra reason to try to get into the top 5 and get a few points, because he may well need to maintain as much as possible against Mike Hawthorn. And there's all on, and Villoresi is off. Look in the background, Villoresi off and upside down, and well, he had to get some points, but that's not going to help him at all. And as things currently stand, and Mike Hawthorn wins this race, with Luigi Villoresi not finishing, Mike Hawthorn will close to within 2 points of Villoresi in the championship. A championship that at one point looked totally dead in the water is now really coming to life again. And Hawthorn, if he can hold on to the win, will be within 2 points, and Villoresi will be starting down in 13th on the grid for the Swiss Grand Prix as well. So total double whammy for Luigi Villoresi here. And that is how quickly things can change in previous results, Gary. And we're watching it. This is the field is still sorting itself out. Well, I think now we could say it is sorted, but the field basically still sorting itself out from the French Grand Prix. And Luigi Villoresi, he looked so bulletproof at the start of the season, a bit like Ascari at the start of last year, but it just has not been able to recover nowhere near since his French issues. And although it looked like he'd recover at Silverstone, a few mistakes ruined it, and now another mistake from Villoresi here. This now means that a double world champion, the first double world champion, may not happen, because Mike Hawthorn is definitely closing in. And even if Farina was to repass Hawthorn, it would only be 4 points the gap, with Hawthorn still in second and Villoresi 13th starting for the next race. It would be easily catchable for Mike Hawthorn. Well, this is a major situation for the World Championship, and that's a little bit of a slide from Swatter. He gathers it up again. Well done, that's great car control from Jacquesswaters. And Farina is suddenly, Hawthorn looked like he was getting away at one point, but Farina has got back inside Hawthorn, and Farina now leads the race again. Well, this is very similar to the battle between Robert Manzon and Piero Taruffi last year here. Neither drivers of which are in the field this time around, but we're still watching, and Shell runs wide, makes a mistake, and that puts Ascari into their points. If Ascari can stay error-free, he could get his first points of the season. And then there's Ken Walton in 7th, and everybody else is out of the Grand Prix. I know the graphics don't match up, but for those of you who are new to the channel, sometimes when cars retire, they go to the pits and the computer thinks that they are ahead. So that is why Farina, although leading the race, is listed as being in 9th place at the minute. He isn't. He is very much in the lead, and the computer will sort itself out in due course. And Ascari now is having a look at harryschell. He wants to get more points, and it's going to be tricky. With only 2 races left after this, people will start to get closed out of the World Championship and the mathematical striking distance. You need to have at least 13 points to be able to pass Villoresi after this Grand Prix. So drivers are certainly going for that minimum threshold to still be in with a mathematical chance. A mathematical chance and a realistic chance are 2 different things, by the way. Albertoascari, he already doesn't have a mathematical chance, but he needs to get some points because it's been such a bad season for Ascari. Every time he gets an opportunity to get points, he goes off again. But today, well, it seems that Villoresi's done the Ascari thing, and Rosier as well. But Ascari is doing the Villoresi thing. He is driving pluckily, cleverly, and he is picking up what he can from this Grand Prix, which at the moment is a 5th place. But it could get better should there be any errors ahead of him, or should he manage to find a way past that Gordini. The Gordini can keep up the pace, but it hasn't got the pace to attack the Ferraris like the Ferraris have with each other. And at the moment, Farina is still leading the race. Hawthorn is closing in again. He'll be looking, he'll have watched last year's race, and he'll be looking to get the same sort of, to get a move going in the same sort of places as Robert Manzon did. And that's Ascari having a little bit of a slide, but getting away with it at the moment. So still looking like he might pick up his first points of 1953. So Hawthorn will have been watching, and he'll be aiming to go for it in the same places that Manzon did to get the win, and that is here around these corners. This sequence of turns is where Robert Manzon, I think, took the lead last year for the second and final time, and Hawthorn will be aiming to do the same thing. It's not over yet. Hawthorn needs the win to just get himself, make the catching up to Villoresi in the championship that a little bit easier for him. But Farina, he needs the motivation, the boost of getting a first victory since 1950, and also getting his first victory for Ferrari. He's been at this team for 2 years, and at some point you need to start delivering the results if you're going to stay with the team. And well, Farina here today, he's certainly doing that, and for once so far he hasn't had a spin. He's had incidents in every race so far this season, but not in this one. Farina has stayed incident free, and although he might not quite have the pace of Mike Hawthorn, he's got enough pace, and Hawthorn is finding it difficult to get past him because Farina, an experienced campaigner, he's pretty quick, and he hasn't managed to deliver the results so far this year. But the opportunity certainly arises now, and Farina has not got a massive amount of distance left to go, but Hawthorn is still very, very dangerous right there on his tail. But they are coming through towards the finish line now, and Giuseppe Farina does indeed take the victory here in the Nürburgring. Mike Hawthorn second, closes the gap on Luigi Villoresi to 4 points, and jacquesswaters picks up another podium with 3rd place, harryschell 4th, and albertoascari, he takes his first points of the season at long last with 5th place, and Hawthorn does sweep past Farina there, but it's after the flag, and Farina has done his job, and that was all that he wanted to do. So we're running through the tops 5 already, so I'm not going to run you through it again. We'll go straight to the championship because it makes very interesting reading now. Luigi Villoresi still on 28 points, but he's been stuck on that amount of points for the last 3 races. Mike Hawthorn up to 24. Now we have a real championship battle with 2 races still to go. Jacquesswaters on to 21. So through his consistency, we said in Silverstone he's not got the outright pace of a lot of his teammates, but through his consistency, 1 win with Villoresi not finishing and Hawthorn finishing no higher than 3rd, and Swaters could lead the championship going into the final race at Monza. So perhaps not very likely in a realistic term, but Swaters is in it. He's in the battle. Rosier on 20, and Farina is on 17 now, and although he's not been in the battle all season, Farina, he's going to start from pole position in the next race. You've got to count him in, because if he was to win the next race and he's up to 25 points, and Villoresi can't recover any points from what is going to be a lowly 13th starting position on the grid, Farina could very much be in the battle still, maybe partially depending on what Hawthorn can do, but Farina can very much be in the battle. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and take care.